What if I told you that the most vulnerable women in relationships are not the women looking for trouble but the ones who never thought they could be tempted? Not because they lack loyalty or strength, but because human beings naturally crave desire, approval, and emotional proximity. No woman wakes up planning to jeopardize her marriage. It rarely begins with a dramatic decision. Instead, it unfolds quietly, through a shared joke, a lingering look, a message that sparks a flutter in her chest. Before she realizes it, she's closer to a boundary she once thought was untouchable. Why does this happen? And how do women justify it when it does? Let's take a closer look. 1. Before the boundary is crossed, what draws married women toward temptation? A healthy marriage is built on partnership. Without that sense of teamwork and connection, the foundation weakens. Yet even loyal women can find themselves drawn toward outside marriage attention. The common myth is that they are hunting for an escape. In reality, they are often searching for something they feel has slowly disappeared. Marriage can be surprisingly lonely. Many women thrive on emotional intimacy, not just sharing space, but sharing depth. In the early days of love, conversations are meaningful and energizing. There's curiosity, admiration, and the joy of feeling fully cherished. But gradually, though, daily responsibilities take center stage. Conversations become practical: groceries, schedules, appointments. The spark that once felt natural begins to dim. Eventually, she may start to feel invisible. Relationship research suggests that indifference, not conflict, is often what erodes intimacy. When a woman no longer feels noticed or valued by her man, she may unconsciously seek validation elsewhere. It's not always intentional. It can begin with something as simple as a compliment, a thoughtful exchange, or a moment where she feels interesting again. Stability provides safety, but it can also dull excitement. Psychological research shows that novelty fuels attraction. When life feels repetitive and predictable, even a small dose of newness can feel electrifying. That surge isn't necessarily about rejecting her husband. It's about rediscovering a part of herself she thought had faded, the confident, desired version. It's not always about falling out of love. Sometimes it's about wanting to feel admired again. And in that moment of renewed attention, she feels alive. 2. The stories we tell ourselves: how rationalization results in betrayal. No one sets out to betray their vows. It doesn't begin with a grand decision. It unfolds gradually, with each step justified along the way. Guilt is heavy. The mind often works hard to lighten that burden. At first, everything feels harmless: it's just conversation. It's only attention. I'm not actually doing anything wrong. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, the tension that arises when actions conflict with values. To soothe that discomfort, people often reshape the narrative. Blame shifts outward: if my husband paid more attention, I wouldn't need this. The behavior is minimized: it's only flirting. The situation is compartmentalized: this doesn't affect my marriage. But the truth is that emotional boundaries are often crossed long before physical ones. The first betrayal is not a kiss, it's secrecy. Once conversations are hidden and feelings are protected from view, the shift has already begun. When emotions become involved, the line grows thinner. 3. The point of no return: when damage becomes real. Habits and attachments grow quietly until they are strong enough to reshape everything. There comes a moment when it's no longer just talking. The emotional bond with another man begins to feel more vivid than the connection at home. Once that internal shift happens, the marriage is no longer the primary source of emotional intimacy. At that point, the ending usually takes one of two forms: discovery or departure. Either she's confronted, or she convinces herself that what she has found is more authentic than what she is leaving behind. So why do some married women cheat? Not because they are actively seeking betrayal, but because they are searching for a feeling they believe has disappeared. When they rediscover that spark elsewhere, walking away from it can feel impossible. Not due to lack of love, but because they fear they will never reclaim that lost part of themselves within their marriage.